Good morning and welcome in here to Allen Athletics, your home for all things Allen University Yellow Jackets. I'm Kay Crenshaw. Well, this week we're going to take a dive into Allen men's basketball as their historic season continued this week with an opening round victory in the SIAC tournament over Lane College. It's the program's first ever SIAC tournament win since joining the NCAA in 2021. Their historic season continues now with 15 wins on the year. That's the most in the NCAA era and the most since the 2019 and 2020 season here at Allen. We'll talk with head coach Sean Walker about his team's success and their upcoming quarterfinal matchup against Miles College. Then on the diamond, we will take a look at Allen softball, and head coach Kayla Robinson will stop by to talk about her team's growth as the season has gone on. They're nearing the midpoint so far in their 2024 campaign, and they have had some standout performers. Elena Harvey's leading the team with a .448 batting average, and then in the circle, Alyssa Rich has been strong for the Yellow Jackets, 39 strikeouts on the year. We'll talk with Coach Robinson and give you a full insight on all things Yellow Jacket softball, all here this morning, here on Allen Athletics.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes, instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
At Founders Federal Credit Union, we know success is a team effort. We're always cheering for you, side by side, so you can dream big and achieve your goals. Offering products and services that put you in the lead. Whether that's helping you buy a car, build your savings, or supporting your community, we're here with the financial support you need. That's teamwork. Score big with Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax with Founders.
And we're back here on Allen Athletics talking softball action with Yellow Jacket head coach Kayla Robinson. Coach, thanks for stopping back by here on the program. You're about a month into your second season here at Allen. How would you wrap it up so far?
I think this season has been a really big year of growth, I'll say, for me. Last year, of course, I went through my growing pains and things like that. But I think this year being that, it's a team of girls that I recruited and everything, I wouldn't necessarily say the pressure is different, but my expectations for myself are different. So it's been a really big year of just like growth and patience. But I'm really proud of the growth that the girls have had this year. We have 13 freshmen, and it's been a joy watching them grow day in and day out and kind of start to figure things out for themselves instead of always having to be like, oh, well, coach, well, what about this? It's like, oh, wait, I know what I'm doing wrong now. So it's nice to just see them grow and learn as they go on.
You mentioned those 13 freshmen you have on the roster, and like you said the last time you were on our show, there will be an adjustment period for them. There will be things that they didn't expect on the horizon that would arrive. What's that adjustment period been like for them?
It's been very up and down. I'll say, pretty much like a roller coaster. They have their really good days and their really good games, and then sometimes they have those low points where it's like, dang, I can't figure out, why do I keep missing these balls that are coming right to me? Why can't I just kind of lock in and make that play? But, we've been working a lot with mental toughness lately, because I feel like that's the biggest thing that'll set us apart as time goes on, is that mental toughness aspect, just because it's not always about the physical when it comes to softball. It's more of a mental game than anything. So they've been adjusting very well. Some of them probably have adjusted slower than they wanted to, but they are definitely starting to click, and it's exciting that we're getting more into conference games, because now that it's starting to click, it's going to be exciting to see them compete. Well,
Coach, you alluded to the growth that you've also undergone as a coach. What are some things you've learned about yourself in your second season leading a program?
Oh, I have learned that to really humble myself in a way. Sometimes I felt this year that I've more so thought a lot about myself and not necessarily about the girls. And I actually told them a couple days ago, like, you know, I got to put my pride and my ego aside, because at the end of the day, like, I know I'm a good coach. I know that I'm giving y'all the tools to succeed. So now it's time for me to kind of take my hands off a little bit and let y'all rock out and do what y'all need to do. And that's why it's such a unique experience having such young girls, because it's like, yeah, they know how to play softball, but they don't know how to play college softball. Like, it's a whole other beast. And so yeah, so really just growing in that patience area and just giving myself some grace, because it's only year 2 of me being in this position as well. So it's like, girl, you got plenty of time to figure this out, relax. So
got plenty of time to work some things out. Well, let's go on the offensive side of things first. Elena Harvey is one of those freshmen that you've brought in. She's been really productive, hitting .448 so far this year through about 15 games. And this is a player that you've plugged in different spots in the order. What does she bring to the table offensively?
Man, her mentality in the box is just amazing. Like, I'll even give you an example. We were playing Livingstone the other day, and unfortunately we did fall short. We lost 6-5 to them, but it was literally bases loaded, 2 outs. She wasn't even in the lineup at the time, and I subbed her in. It was her first at bat of that game, and when I tell you, she cleared the bases and really almost hit a grand slam, honestly. But she cleared those bases and got herself a double to the fence. And you know, it's things like that that show you that they're maturing and they are getting it, because you know, sometimes you can put a freshman in that type of situation, and unfortunately their nerves might be like, oh, like, you know, swinging at pitches that they didn't need to swing at, and she was locked in from the second she stepped in that box. So it's been fun watching her. But she is somebody that it don't even matter if she's playing defense or not, she will be in that lineup. Like, she makes it very hard for me with her bat to take her out of the lineup, and I enjoy it because it's fun watching her have fun up there at the plate. Well,
a consistent cleanup hitter for you, the team's home run leader, and Faith Robinson. She's got 3 long balls on the year. Her power is something really special from the right side of the plate.
Yes, her power is insane. You know, and she's actually one of the best hitters on our team, because she can take one out from an inside pitch, but she can also hit a home run oppo. And you don't find a lot of softball or baseball players really that can do something like that. So for her to have the ability to really take the ball wherever it's pitched is really nice, and she has a fluid swing. So she's truly a baller for sure. So
Faith Robinson, baller. Easiest way we can write it up there. Well, let's take a short break here on Allen Athletics. When we come back, we'll take a look at some upcoming matchups that the Yellow Jackets have right here on Allen Athletics.
There's a hidden gem in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. Are you ready to witness the epitome of grit and passion? Well, welcome to Allen University Athletics. From dazzling plays on the basketball court to the electrifying crowd, we've got tradition and we've got pageantry. Fueled by determination and unwavering spirit, coaches will push everyone's limits, game after game. At Allen University, we believe in the power of unity, teamwork, and resilience. Together, we rise. Be a part of the legacy and experience the thrill of Allen University Athletics. For more information, visit our athletics website at auyellowjackets.com.
Back here talking Yellow Jackets softball, head coach Kayla Robinson. Coach, before we take a look at some upcoming matchups for your team, we have to talk about the way your pitching staff has evolved. It's a group of freshmen as well, and Alyssa Rich right now, the team leader in the clubhouse with strikeouts, 39 strikeouts in a little over 33 innings pitched. But also, Zia Alfred has been huge for you. She's pitched some big-time games for you as of late. How have those two complemented each other?
They actually complement each other very, very well. I know I mentioned previously in another time that I was here that we were trying to find that system of like who could start and then who could clean up and come in. But when I say they literally could play both roles, it really doesn't matter. They just, as soon as I tell them how the day is going to go, like, okay, you know, Alyssa, you have to start. Naz, I need you to make sure you're ready. They're both like, okay, we're ready to get the job done. And it's been fun watching them fight for the strikes that they need, because every time we don't have good umpires, well, I wouldn't say good umpires, but they have a tight strike zone. I'll say that they have a tight strike zone, and you know, it's fun watching them figure out like, okay, how can I continue to control this game and not let him take me out of it, or she, whoever's behind the plate. And it's just been fun watching them compete. So it's really hard to say like one is a starter and one's the cleanup, because one could start and clean up, and then the other one could start and clean up as well. well. So it's nice to have that 1-2 punch because it gives every team that we play a different look because they're two completely different pitchers.
Well, Coach, early in the week you drove up to Salisbury, North Carolina and took on Livingstone College, and I know it's a team that you wish you have seen just one more time. A pair of one-run losses against them, 1-0 and 6-5 in the doubleheader. What were some of your takeaways from that contest?
I mean, we played very hard. I told the girls, unfortunately, that first game, we just got out-hustled. You know, we made that one error early in the game, and that cost us the run that eventually ended up causing us to lose. So I tell them all the time, you know, our defense is really big. You know, we got to make sure we make those plays. So going into game 2, they made those defensive adjustments. We couldn't get our bats quite hot as soon as I would have liked to, but again, they made the adjustments that they needed to make to be able to at least come back and fight back for that 6-5 loss on that second game. So it's been good watching them evolve. Our defense has gotten a lot better, and it's nice to watch them make those adjustments in the box as the game goes on because each at bat is completely different.
Well, the upcoming schedule ahead, Allen will travel down to Hoover, Alabama for the SIAC crossover. Coach, you've been in the thick of conference play, but this time you take a dip over into the West Division coming up on Tuesday, March the 12th. And as you dive into that matchup, you start out down there with Kentucky State on the road, and you also mix in some teams like Miles College, Lane, Lemoyne, and others down there in a 5-game setup in Alabama. What are you expecting from your team and that round-robin play in Alabama?
I'm excited about it. I'm expecting the girls to really be a breath of fresh air because we finally get to play those teams on the other side that we don't usually get to see, or at least we don't play them as many times because, you know, we do 3-game series. But they've been excited about it, and I think this will really test where we could end up in the conference as far as rankings go. So it's really tit for tat. I mean, I really truly believe that we could come out with more wins than losses, but at the same time, I'm okay with coming out 500 on that week. I think we definitely have the ability to do that. But again, like just watching them grow from game to game, I know they're going to take each game and each lesson to the next game. So as they continue to grow, I know they're going to continue to be a force within the conference. And I mean, we're so young, it's going to be really exciting to see how they compete compared to the years to come as well.
Let's trade in coach for teacher. A lot of times they're synonyms, but in this instance, you're approaching the midpoint in your season. What's the grade you give your team? What are some areas you're looking for them to improve on in the back half of your 2024 schedule?
I'll say I want us to improve better on just finishing on the back half of those games. A lot of times our youth starts to show the later we get into a game. So really just teaching them, again, that mental toughness to get through those last couple innings where it's like, oh, I'm a little tired. Like, you know, I done got on base every time I done hit. They were hitting a lot of balls to me defensively, but we got to get through this because we might be down 1 or the game might be tied, and I want to win, so we got to dig deep and get through this. So really just teaching them that mental toughness and that grit just to get through a game.
She's Kayla Robinson, Allen head softball coach. Coach, thanks for your time and best of luck down in Alabama.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
I think my images truly portray dynamic women, like being bold, being fearless. Growing up, I did not see what I wanted to be. There was just a lack of Black women, business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. That's how I just started taking pictures. And from there, I figured out that I wanted to be a photographer for women of color. It takes a village to be a Black woman, to live and survive as a Black woman. It takes support. I found my niche and I'm sticking to it.
Each year, the South Carolina Education Lottery raises millions of dollars for scholarships and grants that help students prepare for their dream career, just like Kristen.
Back here on Allen Athletics, talking with men's basketball head coach Sean Walker. Coach, thanks for stopping by here on the program. As the calendar turns over to March, we know what that means. Postseason play is here, and your team goes down to the SIAC tournament earlier this week and picks up the program's first ever victory in the quarterfinal round over Lane. You survive and advance. What were some takeaways you had in that win?
Well, one, it's always good to win at any time. March is a one and done situation. So we're very fortunate to be able to win. We didn't play great. It was an ugly game, and I'm starting to believe that that's just a part of our skill. You know, hey, I was excited to win. The young people were excited to win. We get a chance to play again. That's enough of a takeaway for March and March Madness.
Well, it was a low-scoring affair, only 98 total points scored, a 57-41 win for your group. As a coach, I know you've said before, a lot of times you like those lower-scoring games, right?
We need those lower-scoring games. We can't let the game get in the 80s. I don't know if we won a game in the 80s this year. You know, we got 57. Obviously, we could have gotten 60, but we need to be in the 60s, high 60s and 70s. So defensively is a priority. Defensively, our game plan, that's a priority for us moving into those games. And we gave up 19 points in the first half. I don't think we could ask for much more. We just need to clean up on offense.
Defensively, like you said, you're really pleased with the effort. Offensively, though, it took both teams a little bit of time to score in the beginning of each half. As a coach, how are you managing that in-game, knowing that, hey, our defense is working really, really well, but our offense now needs to capitalize?
Well, in the locker room, we say that we only need 2 points to win. We only need 1. All right, if you can keep the opposing team from scoring, then you can win if you can get to the free foul line once. Obviously, we know that is metaphorical in the biggest way. But you know, tournament play, you're going to be dealing with nerves. You know, we traveled the day of the game. We had a long day. You have a late game. You have a night game. You're coming up the back stretch of the game. So I'm hoping that the jitters are out a little bit. We've got to clean up passing the ball better. We've got to, make so many mistakes on the offensive side of the ball that keeps us away from being able to score. We stole the ball and went down the floor and missed layups and made errant passes. So the opportunities are there for us to score. Then we have to make smarter plays and capitalize.
Your starting point guard, G-Sean Aldridge, was the team's leading scorer in that win and also leads the team in points per game so far this season with 9.2 points per game. What has his growth been like in his first year in the program?
I'll tell you what, he's everything for us. I mean, it's not a big secret that he's our most valuable player. We require him to do a tremendous amount for us. He's got to handle the ball. He's our primary ball handler. A lot of times he's our only ball handler. He's got to get us organized. He's got to take care of the ball. He's got to defend on the other end of the floor. He gets the most attention from opposing teams. And his 9.2 points a game is really not a premium. He scores by default a lot of times based upon the system because people have to guard other people, and he is a willing passer. You know, I'm really hard on G-Sean for the most part. I mean, because I do expect a lot of him, but we can't win without him. I know it. Everybody knows it, and we need him to play well to be able to continue to advance in March.
Austin James also gave you double figures off the bench back on Tuesday night. How valuable of a piece can that be coming in as a 6th, 7th man?
Well, Austin, in my opinion, is a part-time starter. He just comes off the bench. We need Austin to make shots. We need him to take the right type of shots to give us a chance to win, but we need him to score. You know, the 2 guys we play on the perimeter, Austin and Lacewell, we need those guys to be very productive, and they're a byproduct of G-Sean's success. So Austin obviously is extremely important to us, and we need collectively to play well, as you're talking about one player averaging 9.2 points a game and being our leading scorer. That lets you know how we play by committee.
Well, Coach, in the second half, your team did a great job of getting to the foul line. You shot 17 of 20 through that second half. Was that a point of emphasis at the break, was try to drive inside and draw some contact, or was it just a byproduct of the game?
I think a lot of it was a byproduct of the game. Lane got down, so they had to surge, they had to trap, and we did a good job of making free throws. We went to the free throw line one time and missed 2 in a row. That's what we tried not to do. But obviously in tournament play, when you're struggling from the perimeter, you need to get to the foul line. You need to be aggressive at the basket, and we did a good job of that.
Well, Coach, you'd survive and advance. You got Miles College coming up, and we'll preview that contest with Coach on the other side of this break on Allen Athletics.
Right here, there's a better way to travel, where we're proud to be local, but we're more than just your local airport. Here, you can go from garage to gate in minutes instead of traveling to travel.
Who wants to drive an hour up 77 anyway?
With quick find parking and multi-airline kiosks, we're designed to save you time. So for your next trip, check CAE first. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly local, fly with neighbors, fly with ease.
Back here with men's basketball head coach Sean Walker. Coach, you advanced to the quarterfinal round for the first time in Allen program history in the SIAC tournament. You're taking on the Miles College Bears, the Western Division regular season champions, a team you faced once in the regular season, did not come away with the win. So what are some adjustments you're hoping to make ahead of the contest?
Well, we played well enough to win that game. We were up 20 points against them in the first half. We were up 14 at the half, and we were up 3 with 21 seconds on the clock. And our mental errors did not afford us to win. We ended up losing the game in overtime. So there are many adjustments we have to make. They have a great player. His last name is Miles. He's a point guard. In my opinion, he's the best player in the league. He's the most impactful player in the league as he scores and drives it and shares the ball. They're extremely well coached. That team has been there before. They're a championship SIAC champion from a season ago. So we have our hands full, but we don't consider it a challenge. We consider it an opportunity. Every opportunity that we have to win here is another first. We're looking forward to coming back and talking to you next week about the fact that we won the quarterfinal game. And so we're excited. We are confident. We're connected, and we're going in there not taking a back seat to anybody, and hopefully have a chance to win.
The SIAC tournament is held down in Savannah, Georgia, with all games streamed on ESPN+. If you can't make it down there, you can cheer on the Yellow Jackets from home. Coach, with already having a game played in that arena on the campus of Savannah State, how beneficial now is that your team now is more familiar with that gym, how the ball bounces on certain areas of the floor and off the rim, because a lot of times people may overlook that advantage?
Yeah, exactly. Well, in this environment, you know, a lot of tournaments that I've played in, you play in big arenas, playing farm buildings basically, where you don't really play in those areas prior to the season or during the season. Well, obviously we played Savannah State at Savannah State on an Eastern Division game, had a chance to win there. Excuse me. Had a first round game. We're 2-0 at Savannah State right now. So I'm taking that momentum in there. I think that it's important to be adjusted, acclimated to the gym, but at the end of the day, the court's 94/50. There's 2 baskets on both ends of the floor. There's going to be 5 dark jerseys and 5 light jerseys, and you got to go perform. You got to keep the ball out of the basket on one side of the floor, and on the other side of the floor, you got to put it in there. And so, you know, we need to be able to win and move to the big arena, and that's the focus. I don't care where we can go to the backyard and play. I don't care. We need to figure out how to win.
Trying to figure out a way to win against the #1 seeded Miles College Bears coming up later this week. Coach, when you take a look at Miles, what will be the most critical component of the game plan to execute?
Well, for one, we can't let the game get too fast. We can't let the game get in the 80s. We've got to do a great job. They have a great assembly of players and it all begins with Alvin Miles, their point guard. Their big guy inside, Trotter, had 22 rebounds against us the last time we played them. He's a force. He's a standalone defender inside. And then they got a shooter that plays at the 4, last name Walker, number 22, big-time catch-and-shoot guy. So that team's a well-oiled machine. What we have to do is do what we do best, and that's defend. All right, we have to defend, we have to rebound, we have to take care of the basketball, and then we have to sustain their pressure. And if we can do that, I mean, we should be coming down the back stretch of that game, right there in the game, and then we have to figure out how not to make mental errors so we can move on in the tournament.
Well, Coach, before the SIAC tournament began, you switched out the coach hat for the dad hat and drove up to Kentucky on the campus of Murray State to see your son, Sean Walker Jr., in his senior night ceremony there for Murray State. I know you shared on social media it was an emotional night for you. What was that moment? How much did it mean to you?
Oh, it meant a lot. It was an awesome night for multiple reasons. You know, my mother and father were able to travel with me, along with his mother and his mother's side of the family. But My dad turned 79 in February. My mother's going to turn 78 in July. In June. And so that's a special moment. I was happy to have them there with me. I was happy for my son to see he's done extremely well. I have my plane ticket booked to go to St. Louis. Their conference tournament today at 12 noon. I'm gonna miss that game happily, because we have business to take care of, and hopefully they'll win and continue so I can get a chance to watch him in his last days of college basketball. But very exciting, something that we'll never forget. He'll never forget, and just really proud daddy that night.
Well, it's a common thing for a lot of schools on senior day to have the seniors speak to the crowd over the public address system, and I know your son took advantage of that opportunity, and one of the first people he mentioned was you in that speech for all those days back in the gym. How special was it to have all those memories come flooding back?
Well, I tell you what, it was a tribute to me being able to work in higher education for the last 27 years, because my son basically grew up on a college campus. Those times I was in South Carolina when he was born. He was in the gym a week after he was born. I went back home to Elizabeth City, so he basically grew up on that campus, grew up in that gym, grew up on the shoot machine, grew up going to the gym before school in the morning. So God has afforded me an opportunity to have a platform to work with other people's kids, and it also afforded me an opportunity to spend a lot of time with my son. And so that was very memorable. We've done that all the way up to, it was pitted for him to come down here when I got the job last summer before he went to summer school so we could work out in this gym. So it was great, man. It was awesome. It was an awesome night. And what my expectation is for him is when he has kids, he feeds the same amount of time into them as I've tried to feed into him.
So how soon did you work on the dribbling and the shooting for him?
My son was walking around with the ball and shooting the ball in the basket at like 6 months. He started walking, and then he had the little tick-tock basket, and he'd shoot it, and every time he shot it and missed, he started crying. So I wish he'd do that. I wish he would do that now in college. When he missed, he'd cry. The ball would go in a little bit more.
A lot of those special memories from your son, Sean Walker Jr. Congrats on a great college career to him. Well, Coach, as for your team here at Allen, best of luck in the upcoming quarterfinal round against Miles College.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more.
There's a hidden gem in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. Are you ready to witness the epitome of grit and passion? Well, welcome to Allen University Athletics. From dazzling plays on the basketball court to the electrifying crowd, we've got tradition and we've got pageantry. Fueled by determination and unwavering spirit, coaches will push everyone's limits game after game. At Allen University, we believe in the power of unity, teamwork, and resilience. Together, we rise. Be a part of the legacy and experience the thrill of Allen University Athletics. For more information, visit our athletics website at auyellowjackets.com.
At Founders Federal Credit Union, we know success is a team effort. We're always cheering for you, side by side, so you can dream big and achieve your goals. Offering products and services that put you in the lead, whether that's helping you buy a car, build your savings, or supporting your community. We're here with the financial support you need. That's teamwork. Score big with Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax with Founders.
That'll wrap it up for us here on this Sunday for Allen Athletics. Be sure to check out our website at auyellowjackets.com. Again, that's auyellowjackets.com. There you'll find scores, schedules, recap stories, stats, and everything you need to know about the Yellow Jackets. It's your online home for Allen at auyellowjackets.com. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Sunday. I'm Kate Crenshaw saying we'll see you back here next time. And as always, remember to smile.